In this challenge, we're doing a players one only, no farming, lowest level possible, melee only Warlock. Only upgrade when we hit an unpassable wall. We finished up normal, nice and easy, so let's see how Nightmare fares with our current setup. Is the Warlock so broken even a melee style can clear the game in the weakest conditions? Or does this make it look like a Meleelock? Let me know in the comments if your Meleelock could solo this Warlock. Only one way to find out. Let's get this adventure on the road. The struggles of West March behind me. A call from the high heavens comes for my dreams. Ilzen returns for me at last.
Good day.
Corruption of his mortal shell weighing too heavily on his angelic soul. We embrace fists as two souls entwined in the blood of shared battle. Then with a whisper he is gone. I fear to be alone, so I call upon Hazard. It will be the last mistake I make. Once called upon, the mortal shell, his angelic essence spewed into darkness. Now I hunt him, hunted them, all the mercenaries. Vessels with angels have turned to hell. I search under the city, in the dank and gloom of the sewers. Crumbling stones fall from the walls as the demon hordes march through these narrow passages. They now mark those very walls, their blood a new mortar to hold the city's foundation, a contribution to the rebuilding of Sanctuary. Radamant, the putrid purveyor of darkened dreams. His blight is but one piece of the puzzle. Remembering back to Ilzen, that sickening shadow that slowly broke his heart, smelled of this beast. With its dying breath, I squeezed the truth from its throat. Hazard was one step ahead of me. Radamant spoke of the great cold worm, the dune burrower. Find its lair before they do. I can smell it. The residue of angelic heat. Hazard has been here. I'm getting closer. My will prevails against these foes, and the staff is now mine. I feel as though there is a missing piece. Hazard has been here, but he did not take the staff. Perhaps there is more to this story than meets the eye.
But my
Staff is incomplete as the darkened sky rolls over the desert, this eternal eclipse stalking my very being with its evil presence. I fight my way through the hordes of these snake men, Templar who twisted their bodies for power. Now their minds are broken and consumed by decay. With this holy relic in my hands, I banish the darkness and bring the sun's light back to the world. Oh, the glories of gambling. Nightmare's blessed me with some expensive drops, so we got a bunch of money to throw at this run. Because of lack of farming with the whole rush idea, it's been difficult to get anything really good. I'm in hell using single res magic rings. A showcase of the power of the Warlock, I guess. I mean, that's the whole point of the challenge, right? To see if we can make the Warlock look bad. And this gear is working with that premise perfectly. But since we have the funds, let's see what we can get. I need some IAS, attack speed gloves, preferably with resistance and lifesteal. There we go. 10% IAS, 3% life leech, and unfortunately again, it's poison resist, but it's better than nothing. 75% fire res, cold res, 75%, 54% lightning, and 56% poison. Not bad at all, and if you stick around to the end, you'll find out why. I'm missing something very important. Jaren, the leader of this great but failing city, has invited me into his palace. But little did I know I would be clearing it of the dead, the living dead. As I pass through the safety of the first floor, I inquire about the mercenaries, trying not to spoil the knowledge of their betrayal. It could bode ill if these men side with them against Jaren, or if even Jaren himself is compromised. I have to be very careful how I present myself. As I enter the palace harem, the wave of essence flows through me. He has been here. I am but a few steps behind. Then a thought. Lingering. It is distant. He may not have been here for some time. I could not enter the palace before. He may have fled here after he was unable to retrieve the staff. He knew I would eventually need to come here. Maybe he could ambush me. But I feel it is not my death he wants, just the path I walk. He places his own bricks upon my feet, leading me where he wishes. The lowest depths, and the ancient portal archway is before me. Jaren said this is where the evil stems from. Entering the portal, I hear the echoing laughter of the damned. You cannot stop the flow of darkness. It speaks across the plain in an all-encompassing pressure weighing my body down, like gravity is turned against me. The summoner. His bellows pierce my ears as he tries to break my will with his words, taunting me into shadow. Ilzen will never return to my side. The gates of heaven shall fall to the hordes of hell. The angels will bow before the demons, and the great light of the divine shall shine no more. His voice breaks as my blade slices his flesh. What is left of it? His robes crumple to a pile, and his flesh casts to ash before me. His laughter dying with his body. I open the tome upon the pedestal. My eyes narrow and my heart burdens with the missing of a step. A feather. It's from the bonnet. Ilzen's. The one I gave to Hazad. He is taunting me, leading me to my doom. Think not. It shall be his doom. Into the canyon and towards the tomb of Talrasha. There is a great evil in this place. I can feel it seeping into my bones, rending my will, cursing my flesh. I push on, for I know there is not another who can prevail against the evil destroying this world, if not me. Images from Ilzen, a symbol, an orifice, a staff, a light, an opening, a bug with hate so dark it devoured its entire species. Duriel. And he guards something. Once again, I feel Azad. He's driving my mind into focus. I will not let him escape. I will find out what he has done, how he has betrayed us. Fury being unleashed upon the darkness, a righteous light that burns the shadow away. Even with the guiding hand of Ilzen in heaven, the maze of Azad's corrupted being permeates far too wide. All avenues must be explored. There is nowhere left for him to hide. Into the cavern I jump down, and the beast is upon me within moments. A clash of steel against claw, levitating my weapon to block his strikes. I cast my magic into the polearm. Mirrored blade, the resonance is multiplied. Each swing is many. Each clash I wear through an opening. Duriel is not as I recall. Memories and dreams. I see him crushing me beneath his maggoty body, absorbing me into him. Another Nephilim, another life perhaps. A wall that needed overcoming. Now, it was a simple measure to call upon my skills and crush this demon beneath my feet. My blade severing its head from its flesh, standing upon its broken body and spitting into its grave. With my foe defeated, the seal on the chamber lifts. A pure angelic presence washes over me. An archangel. Material. I must tell him of the corruption, but he knows more than me. I'm instructed to head to the city of Kurost across the Great Sea. I ask Mashif about his travels. I find out that Hazade took the boat prior and must already be hunting for the Council of Travancore. The Herodrum who sealed Mephisto, the Lord of Hatred. As we cross the sea, dreams spew from my soul. Visions, the future, I know not. Only the knowledge and flashes remain. Tyrael's voice echoes in my mind. He tells me that Hazard is the embodiment of Abydos, a long-forgotten demon of hell, cast aside by the primevals as an unnotable demon. He could not accept this and worked his way into the graces of mortals. He birthed 2 sons and a daughter, a warrior, a sorcerer, and a rogue. Thought as Nephilim with the blood of angels. He tricked them, their blood dormant, demonic essence. Given the task of defeating Diablo, this was but a farce for hell. With the primevals cast out, the greater demons could rule in their stead. Now, with Ilzen and my help, that very demon has possession of the greatest power of the high heavens. Angels with the guise of mortals, bringing the weakest of souls into their army. It was my mistake that drew this evil into the world. The rule of angels to not interfere was not done arbitrarily. This goes to show the folly of even heaven, for the lack of information and communication has become the greatest weapon of the enemy. After tracking Hazard to the ruined temple hidden deep within Kurast Bazar, I prepare myself for the worst. His scent is still in the air, the black hole of being from his demonic heart driving me into a frenzy. He places the tome back on the pedestal, and with a maniacal laugh he passes out of sight. His voice shocks me to a pause, and I almost falter to an enemy. His tricks won't work on me, though, as I crush the hordes and rush towards his voice. Standing in front of a portal, his words ringing in my head. Mephisto is unleashed. The portal of hell is open. Diablo returns. The war for Sanctuary is just beginning, and mortals have lost all their allies. And the bond of trust that is the foundation of light has been shattered. These stones are unlike those in Lutgo Lane. The gray stone, faded and charred, not like the dusty orange and yellows of the desert. The beauty never quite setting in until now. The smells, however, were just as bad, waterways making it worse. At least in the desert it is dry. It lingers as if setting upon your very skin, a grime that holds no life in it. I trudge through the darkness, the visions of Ilzen guiding me into the filth. There is only one way to enter the Durance of Hate, the domain of Mephisto. Only the will of a Herodrum can compel the orb to open the Durance and break the seal. Now that the council is turned and Hazard takes his place behind the throne, hiding in the shadows, he is more than meets the eye. I cannot put my finger on it, but it must be his past. Even demons feel. They just feel hate. The time spent scheming was the time others spent becoming stronger. Abydos had learned to manipulate the strong. You can only ever become one strong. So if you can control multiple strong, you will rule all. We learned this from the primevals. They had the advantage of both power and control. Having gathered the parts of willing flesh from the sacrifice of Kaleem, I used the orb to create his will. Concentrating his will on the orb, I destroy the seal to the Durance. Assad will not get away with this. I will track him down and put an end to his being. I have a plan. Turn Mephisto against him, unveil the plan, and kill 2 birds with 1 stone. In the confusion of infighting, I will break their hold in this world. Pushing through the forces of hell, I crush my enemies and slice their bodies from my path. Force of will and mind push my body beyond its limits. Infusing my soul with light, I feel Ilzen's hand on my shoulder. His angelic presence fueling my muscles, bringing warmth to my body and fortifying my soul. I taunt Mephisto with my words, asking him questions as I dodge his attacks, pressing him about his knowledge. His laughter at my mention of Abydos is twisted. Heart, something wrong. This is not a defeated poise. Assad's voice from the shadows. You think I did this all on my own? You mortals are so stupid. Abydos walks beside Mephisto, and my body tenses as I feel a spark of doubt, and I falter. I remember Ilzen's light, Tyrael's message, the hope of all mortals. The will to return to my family and friends in a life of laughter and joy where the evils of this world are banished to oblivion. Mephisto holds me at bay as Assad turns to the portal. See you in hell, Nephilim. And he is once more gone from my grasp.
If only conquering you physically.
In a fury, I conjure my blades and sever Mephisto into pieces. Breathing hard and muscles aching, I stumble towards the portal. My feet strike the ground with heavy falls, crunching and cracking bones and skulls under my feet. The Herodrum, who didn't turn, their essence fused to the portal, their souls powering it for all time.
The time.
The light of heaven guides me to the last bastion before hell, the Pandemonium Fortress. I speak with Tyrael about Ilzen and Hazard. He explains that Abydos has traveled to the plains of despair. He has brought an archangel to his knees. The great Isuel has fallen. The corruption of evil knows no bounds. Isuel wished only to save mortals, but his love for them was his undoing. Pushed to the edge of despair by losing everyone he cared about, the mortal realm plays pity of fools. We are but fleeting compared to the eternity of angels. Something about that finality is beyond sacred. Being stripped of it over and over wore away it is you all. Now he is a husk of a being, tormented by his failures and devastating all in his path. Even the other demons tread far from him. The flames of hell are no match for my enchanted armor and angelic protections. It is not a simple matter, but even as my lungs explode from the heat and the stench and the smoke, burnt flesh, fried organs, death become material. It seeps into you, burning from your depths. A voice in your head taunting you to fail, to fall to your knees, to give in. As you all rushes towards me, the hate and malice is palpable. I struggle and block, defensive and being pushed back. His fury is like guts. Nothing can stop the brutality, but I'm getting used to his style. I have mirrored blade, effectively as many weapons as I need. He is fast and vicious, but he is no match for me. With Isuel's death, his angelic essence is released. He tells me to hurry to the Hellforge before Hephaestus and Abydos can set up a full guard on it. Mephisto's soulstone must be destroyed. And so it shall be. Not it is. Here we strike down the first of the prime evils. However, Abydos is nowhere to be seen. The forces and evil I have overcome. This is but another step upon the stones of the path I take to cleanse this realm of darkness, to sweep the lies from the unworthy, to preserve the innocence of the uplifted, to curse the body of despair and bring light to the heart of those who shine with the beauty of life. Okay, this is where we hit the next wall. This was beyond brutal. The Chaos Sanctuary was pretty bad in normal, with Decrepify and Cold with the slow attack speed on Cleave. Excuse me. It was a nightmare. Pun intended. We fought through resetting the Doom Knights. I thought it would be cheese to just get rid of them. And who knows, it could have been worse. Doom Knight Spirits and Wisps? No thanks. But now we're just at a point of kiting. Hit, retreat, retreat. Attack speed of Hex Purge and Mirrored Blade is working really well for this. I still have really bad attack speed. I need a new weapon with fast attack speed. I've been looking for another two-handed sword, but now, even in hell, it's not looking promising. But that is all due to, once again, the lack of farming on this challenge rush run. And here, I made the worst mistake of Nightmare. I never learned my lesson, because this is the epitome of the hell run. Where normal was dead ends, Nightmare was farming, hell is backtracking, because I forgot to put up portals. Maybe from now on I'll learn. But you'll have to check that out in the hell video to find out. So I trap myself in a portal, and have to run from the waypoint. For now, we make it back to the Sanctuary and take down the last seal boss, to Saze, into Ventar, and back to the story! After clearing this demonic palace of terror, I have but one seal to break. Ilzin commends me on my grace and destruction, my blade severing the link between the very boundaries of worlds, eliminating these beings from existence. Even the great Ventar cannot stand in my way. His flames are paltry compared to the burning in my soul for a better world. With strategy and tactics, I wear his guards down, breaking them apart and sending their bodies to the flame. With blades swirling and mind firm, I strike the beast into ash.
Death can save you from me.
The Lord of Terror himself stands before me, his evil permeating the very plains of hell, his horror and abomination seeping into the world, his grotesque form bearing no semblance of man, only a monster. His massive form looms, his scales glistening like molten obsidian, horns curling like scythes. I grip my insight, a rune-word polearm that has carried me through this difficulty. Diablo roared, shaking the ground. Jagged bolts arced towards me. I dodged. He spun, tail whipping like a battering ram. Pain flared, but I countered with the assault. Chugging potions, health and mana both plummeting as I struggle against his might. The fight intensifies. I weaved in close. Melee my domain. Mirror blade, a flurry of strikes, landing hard against his hide. Flames erupt from all around, and his lightning flares once more, striking me down. I feel my body lock up and my vision blurring. My potions are gone. I needed to fight through it. Push through. Don't give up. Destroy this demon. Save Ilzin. Destroy Abydos.
What do you mean?
With a final strike, he falls before me. The hole in his head dissolving with his skull as the soul stone crashes to the ground. Only one more primeval remains. Then Abydos is mine. I return triumphant to the gates of heaven. I am stopped by Tyrael. He tells me my task is not complete. I must take this portal to the summit of Mount Ariat, the heart of Sanctuary, the sacred city of the barbarians, Horrorwell. I must find the World Stone and prevent its corruption by Baal and Abydos. Fighting my way through the hordes of demons, I come across the Eldritch Being. He's no match for my kiting skills. Even with being underleveled and undergeared, aside from insight, most of this is just a joke. A simple hit and run, keep the hordes at bay, don't get surrounded. And the archers that have always been our downfall have no effect on me. I want to get another weapon just because I feel so bad using insight. I want to ban it for most of my runs because it makes a lot of things trivial, but I can't find any good bases. And again, limited farming, and this point, no magic find makes it hard. I'm also skipping lots of monsters to try to keep as low level as I can. Into the Crystalline Passage and beyond. And in here, in normal, having no cold res made it so bad with the ice breath. But we're just plowing through this now. At least trying to. Ice breath is one thing, but these damn cold skeleton mages are so annoying. Half of the time, you run in to hit them, and then they're gone before your strike lands. Not fun for Melee. Again, I should have moved on, but I'm stubborn. See part 1 of Nightmare Run for more examples of that. But it's all a matter of time. It's not like these are hard, they're just slowing me down. Pun intended. Oh. Sorry, you thought skeleton mages were bad only because they slow. Then the horde comes in, trapping me, pinning me to the walls. Who knows? Here we go again. I have to reset to get my body back. Who knows? This is where some cleave can really be useful. Okay, moving on from that. Again, back to the story. The ruins of a greater time. A once proud and strong nation stood on these lands. Now, they are pushed back to the very last stronghold of their kind, to find architecture being dismantled so carelessly by these monsters as my heart in a shift. No time for weakness. I will break these walls down myself if it means finding my prey. The scent of mountain clears my pores. Faint corruption on the wind breaks my stride. Hazad, Abydos's mortal form is here. On this mountain, somewhere in the depths. It leads me to the summit. Upon the mound is the sacred ritual of the ancients. Barred from the path, these three stand to witness my strength and purpose. I first try with my words to be polite and courteous. I deflect their attacks, dodge their attempts, sidestep their throws. Mockery of their power. Not intentional, but I can see a set of fury in them. Hiding under the surface. I will sing with my heart embedded in my steel, with a clash that brings a whimsy to the soul. Ilzen burns in my mind. The cost of this journey, the sacrifices, the loss, the grace of perseverance carrying us through the toughest of trials. Even these brutes, I say that, but that their intellect may outstand mine. Lives of loss and hardship, they are forged into the rulers that pressed their will upon the land. That will so grand it struck its roots in all corners of the world. Now standing on the precipice of its highest mountain, I stare into the eyes of my vanquished foes. Their souls nodding to my dominion, my heart true but darkened, my soul strong but tainted. They know this. I know this. We also know my will prevail. The sins of the body cannot condemn the mind. Only the mind can live above the flesh. I bring their flesh down to this realm, strike them with the glory of my intent to wash this world of the evil that inhabits it. They judge me worthy of passing. I ask them desperately if they have let others through. Has Hazad been here? I can feel his essence leaking from the mountain. If he is inside the keep, then we may yet all be doomed. For even if the fall of Baal is to be true, The corruption of the stone must be stopped. Abydos will never bow to mortals. He will never bow to the primevals. He will never bow to heaven. He is the embodiment of struggle. Until all time is but a weave of fate, his hand shall press the needle that sews the pattern of life. Will that hand steady for balance, or cascade into the abyss? The fierceness of hell's forces lay in wait. The World Stone Keep, looming with its great towers and halls of giants. The structures here could not be made by men. Only a small imitation, but this was the work of angels. Heaven would be so grand if this was but what they wrought with mortal chains. And now these foul beasts desecrate the sacred nature of this place. Baal laughs at me. He thinks I am but a broken Nephilim husk, a shade of my former glory. Without Ilzin at my side, he knows I stand no chance. His might is sealed in fate with the Soul Stone, and now in his hands. The light of the high heavens shines upon me, as if the roof had opened upon the sun. The beams of warmth revitalize my soul, bringing the warmth to my body, and the light to my eyes, and the vision to my mind. Ilzin stands over me, his shadow of light but a thought in my head. I am doomed to see him again, to have a companion, a friend, a brother, to revel in tales, to share the hurt, to spread the joy and uplift the world. Together we were unstoppable. His spirit merged with mine, becoming one being of light. The unlocking of my power is complete. I stand upon the edge of my final battle. The waves of Baal's minions fall before me in heaps of gore and guts. I am now a monster solely guided by the hand of death towards Baal. Me and Ilzin together thread the locks of the portal to the weave into the realm of the World Stone Chamber. The magnificent bloodstone imposing its might and divinity upon us. There is a shadow upon its brim, like an absence of existence, a halo of light surrounding it, a war cry of the ages. Tyrael soars down from the heavens, his blade of light a banishing lever of the gods. Evil falls before such purity. Abydos closes in. My clash with Baal seems lacking with the power that is cascading across the skies. I cannot allow it to distract me. I have my own mission. Tyrael is struck from the sky and crashes into a tower. The stone and mortar crash upon the floor, shaking the foundation of the temple. The Mother Crystal cries out, "My soul of the World Stone, weeping for her inhabitants." Sanctuary whispering its last words. The hope of all mortals bared upon that breath. Abydos stands over Tyrael. He pressed the blade through his hand, absorbing its power. Tyrael calls out to my aid. I have not finished with Baal. I cannot come to his aid. If Ilzin leaves my soul emerge, I will fall to Baal. We choose to defeat the primeval. One last mistake for a mortal to make. The light vanishes in a spark of red flame. Then an evil, dark, humming glow of purple void energy swirls around Tyrael and Abydos. In a fusion of power, the heavenly light, the corrupted darkness. Together they become one. Abydos conjured the power of the high heavens through the veins of an archangel, Tyrael. He wields a blade of destruction. Upon my smiting of Baal, the mighty foes at last fall into my feet. I am but a husk now, my powers drained, my life forfeit. Ilzin was leaving, his essence pulled into the darkness around me. The light fading from my eyes, my final vision of Abydos. In Tyrael's form, with a wicked smile, he launches his sword into the World Stone, shattering it. Gear check time! Nothing really changed, but here's the full gear loadout again. Insight, Ancient's Pledge, Resistances, Lifesteal and Attack Speed Gloves. Not really great boots. Had no run walk speed. One good charm, a couple okay ones. I always have trouble with charms. Hell had us going through a loop looking for all res and health. But we made it! Or did we? Find out next time on Dragon Ball Z! I mean, in the next video. Yeah. And if you haven't, go back and catch up on part 1 and 2 as well. Now, what will hell have in store for us as we move forward? A lot more death! I forgot to do the Anya's quest, so I went back and did those for more resistances. Like I said at the start, we would have had everything capped out and could have moved some more equipment around to make us stronger, but it is what it is. Overcapped res isn't that bad in Nightmare and Hell because of lower resist curse and other things that can break your resistances. Anyways, thanks for sticking around and hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any suggestions or critiques, let me know in the comments. I'm trying to find a new balance between story and commentary. I know this was very low on commentary due to the fact there really was no wall in Nightmare. Yeah. We finished Act 1 and got insight, and it was easy as fuck. So to be more entertaining, I made this little story. So, for the Hell mode, we'll see what combination will be the most fun. So thanks again for watching, and I really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. I love making these videos, so I hope you love watching them. Until next time, keep Sanctuary safe, fellow Nephilim.